Unlock the power of your mind. This is Provocative Enlightenment with Eldon Taylor.
Thank you for joining us today and welcome. This is an hour dedicated to understanding a little more about ourselves, our beliefs, and how we approach enlightenment. Indeed, an hour devoted to learning something more, not just about the world we live in, but about how, what, and why we think as we do. An hour for the open-minded, willing to challenge some of those old ideas behind who we have become. I'm Eldon Taylor, and this is Provocative Enlightenment. Now, every week I read some of your letters as our way of paying respect to the very important role you play in making this show successful. Last week our show was all about the work of Dr. Bruce Lipton. To summarize, we learned that the culture created in a petri dish was sensed by the cell membrane as the environment, and that the cells responded accordingly. Given a stem cell, it will divide over and over in the same environment, creating the same type of cell. However, change the environment, and perhaps instead of growing fat cells, it begins to grow muscle cells or bone cells. In other words, the environment directly influences the manifestation of the cells. Now, the human being is a collection of some 50 trillion cells. As a whole, it senses and responds to the environment just as a single cell. The culture that the human resides within is generated by our perception, for this is how it senses the environment. Perception, thus, delivers the world to us according to our beliefs, for perception arises from belief itself. Loretta wrote, "What a fantastic show this week. I am pumped." Kevin wrote, "Bruce Lipton rocks. Great show, E.T. and Rav." Elaine wrote, "I love how Dr. Lipton demonstrated how we are not determined by our genetics. We have so much more control than that. Our thinking and environment have a powerful influence." Jackie wrote, "Eldon, now I see why you put so much emphasis on what and why we believe as we do. Thinking that my beliefs create the environment my cells work in is both empowering and frightening at the same time. Thanks for the show." Annie wrote, "Hi, Eldon. I just listened to the Bruce Lipton replay. Oh, my God, please have him on again. What an eye, mind, body, environment, perceptions, everything opener. I wish I could express the gratitude I have for you and Ravinder for having him on the show." Well, we'll do just that, Annie. We'll have Bruce back, so watch the schedule. Moving on, Maricela wrote, "Thank you, Dr. Eldon Taylor. Thank you for the opportunity you have given us all by providing the download files, especially for some of us who are on tight budgets." Now, Maricela is addressing the free InterTalk MP3 programs that we make available as part of our own Pay It Forward program. These are not samples. This is the real deal, the patented and repeatedly proven effective InterTalk technology. Dozens of scientific studies have been carried out on InterTalk, most of them by independent researchers and at major institutions such as Stanford, and all have demonstrated efficacy. There are several titles to choose from, so you can get yours today. Just go to eldontaylor.com and choose free programs from the left-hand navigation pane. It's that simple. Lydia wrote, "I am an educator, and I have used many of your products to help my life and work. I know that your products can help many more people than they do today. I am also a TV program host for Parenting Tips. I do believe I can do an excellent job in promoting your products." Well, thank you, Lydia. We can use all the help that we can get, as I have said so many times for over 20 years now. Indeed, so much so that I hear it coming back at me from other sources. The world changes one person at a time. Sandra wrote, "I've been using positive relationships and forgiving and letting go, and they really saved my marriage." Wow. Now, that good for you, Sandra, and congratulations. All right, that's all the time we're going to take for letters today, but I do invite you to opine by sending your email to eldon@eldontaylor.com or by joining me on Facebook. We can't get all of your letters on the air, but they obviously do impact our programming, and once again, I thank you for your feedback and continued support. Now to today's show. Forever fit and healthy. You know, last week's show was a marvelous setup for today's subject, because last week we heard how our beliefs, our thoughts, our perceptions, and expectations actually manifest in our genes. Today we're going to address the role our beliefs have in living a long, healthy, and fit life. Based on Dr. Lipton's discussion of a week ago, obviously our perceptions, beliefs, are key to the experience we enjoy or fail to enjoy during our lifetime. So let's give a little thought to what health and fitness really are, because we have a special program designed to accomplish this goal and a truly special opportunity for all of you that Ravinder will tell us more about later in the show. How important do you then think an attitude is when it comes to health and longevity? What exactly is an attitude, and does it subdivide into smaller parts of one larger overall mood state? Is your attitude sabotaging your ambitions? And can attitude alone cause illness and disease? The bottom line answer to all of the above is attitude can be everything when it comes to wellness. Most think a positive attitude as having something significant to say about, say, success or prosperity or even relationships. But many of these same people fail to recognize just how important attitude is when it comes to health and longevity. Yet if you simply search the internet or read your paper or follow the news and so on, you discover that every day we are being informed of the powerful effect attitude has on wellness. Not directly so much as indirectly and even subliminally. Think of the issues we see reported as the primary causes underlying so much illness today. Repeatedly we hear of addictions, obesity, fast food, fitness, and more. How important do you think attitude, a reflection of our beliefs, is to matters of this sort? There is no denying the importance of remaining fit as a part and parcel of good health. Indeed, in almost all areas of health care, exercise is emphasized as both a measure for full recovery and as a prophylactic preventing future illness. With that said, most Americans fail when it comes to a regular exercise habit or routine. Federal guidelines call for 150 minutes of moderate to vigorous physical activity every week, including 2 days of full-body strengthening. Now, the Center for Disease Control, CDC, considers exercise a key to good health. In their February 2011 report, they laid out what was necessary to curb the rising obesity problem and reduce the cost of medical care and prescription drugs. In a checkup of the nation's health, the CDC found that fewer than 2 in 10 Americans get the recommended levels of exercise, and more than a quarter of U.S. adults do not devote any time to physical activity. The cost involved as a result of the lack of exercise on health is devastating, as is the out-of-pocket dollar cost. Indeed, according to the 2011, I'll get that, I don't know why I'm tongue-tying on 2011, government numbers, quote, 34% of American adults are obese and another 34% are overweight. Obese individuals spend, on average, 40% more on health care every year compared with individuals of normal weight. While exercise is nearly free, obesity-related health care costs total an estimated $147 billion annually. The cost of treating diabetes alone totals some $116 billion, close quote. Managing our personal health care involves much more than just attentiveness to a regular exercise regime. It also includes nutrition, rest, stress management, and lots of emphasis on attitude. Now, matters of nutrition are obvious, and the need for proper sleep and stress reduction are also well known. That said, many people fail to do anything about stress. That is, We know when we're not sleeping well, and therefore typically take action to mitigate sleeplessness. However, stress builds slowly, out of mind, out of sight, accumulating over time. There are two inherent aspects of stress, then, that we need to be cognizant of. The first, stress does accumulate and can manifest suddenly through many disease routes, perhaps the best known of which is cardiac disease. It can wreak havoc on the optimal operation of our endocrine, immune, and autonomic nervous system. Second, stress can manifest slowly by way of tensions, anxiety, toxins, blood pressure, and so forth. Many people find that they assuage anxiety and stress by eating or smoking. So, all the while stress is accumulating, it may be finding escape patterns that are further damaging one's health. Living long and remaining healthy is something we all want. Ask the teenager if they would like to live to be 100, and the likely answer is an emphatic no. Unfortunately, this is due to their expectation or attitude toward age and old people. All too often, aging takes a toll that betrays our best and instead reveals the lack of attention we gave to our health when we were younger and had it. This is the image that so many young people see, and this is the image that they therefore put in their heads as the expectation for what will happen to them when they too grow old. Thus the statement, only the brave grow old. Now, ask a 99-year-old if she wishes to live to be 100, and the answer is typically yes. So what's the lesson here? There are at least two levels to be considered with regard to expectation or attitude. The first comes down to the fact that the hard research shows that our expectations often come true. Consider this by way of example. Years ago, I did some research regarding the role of the mind in wellness, and it eventually led to a CD training collection and companion book, Wellness, Just a State of Mind. One of the studies I came across was most interesting and relevant to the whole matter of my beliefs regarding aging, and for that matter, dying. In this case, the Chinese birth sign was used to compare death with the expectation factor. According to the Chinese system of astrology, each birth sign provides information about the individual in terms of their occupational proclivities, talents, interests, and even the eventual cause of death. According to researcher David Phillips, the data showed a clear relationship between the astrological sign and the cause of death. In other words, if you were born believing that you'd die of cancer due to astrology, then cancer is what you died of. Attitude is part and parcel of expectation. Our attitude influences us on a daily basis. When our mood is down, our body bears witness to it. It's no wonder people approach us and ask, "What's wrong?" when we are feeling blue. Our attitudes are telegraphed by our facial expressions, our body posture, tension, and other physical characteristics as we go through life. Let me remind you that the body analogously has two budgets, one for growth and one for defense. When we keep the body in a state of vigilance, anxious or angry, sad or blaming, and so forth, we essentially spend our budget on defense. The body pays a very real price for this. Maintaining an optimistic and positive attitude then becomes as important to our health as exercise and diet. Our attitude definitely impacts what we find stressful and how we desensitize stressful stimuli. Our attitude also directly influences our sleeping patterns, as well as our willingness to pay attention to our nutrition and exercise. From an overall perspective, we must understand that it is the thoughts in our head, our attitudes, beliefs, if you will, that determines much of our health. With a proper attitude, we find exercise fun and rewarding. With a healthy outlook on life, we enjoy good nutrition and pass on the fast foods and fattening sweets. With an optimistic attitude, we have every right to expect a long, healthy life full of smiles and laughter. With the right attitude, we find sleep easy and natural at day's end. With an attitude of respect and love toward ourselves, we find our body remains young, fit, and healthy. With the right attitude, with the right belief system, according to Dr. Lipton, there is no reason to believe that our DNA has any control over the path our life takes. Self-sabotage exists because of a belief. Let me say that again. Self-sabotage exists because of a belief. Our attitudes are mirrors, tiny examples of our beliefs. Our beliefs are intricately connected like spider silk forming a giant web. They do not exist in isolation. Touch any one belief and the entire web is disturbed. And this can be why it seems so difficult sometimes to make a change. That said, new research confirms that all the things a person can do to improve the quality of their life, nothing is as powerful as a personality change. But making this change unaided can be challenging, to say the least. Today, new technology can make reprogramming self-limiting thoughts much easier. To that end, our new InnerTalk Fit and Healthy collection was designed. InnerTalk, as I said, is the patented and proven effective technology that changes how we talk to ourselves and therefore our expectation and attitude. InnerTalk has been proven effective in rigorous independent scientific studies across a number of different domains. InnerTalk uses a special form of dichotic masking to implant powerful affirmations into your stream of consciousness. New statements that simply cancel the old negative self-doubting beliefs and systematically work to root out those self-destructive attitudes while motivating you to believe in yourself and, of course, ultimately succeed. InnerTalk is guaranteed to work for you. The patented InnerTalk programs in this collection prime your self-talk, making your new choices natural, occurring from the inside out. All right, now this is Ravinder's baby because she saw, the good warm weather coming, and she believed that we needed to create this special collection so that everybody could get fit and healthy. She's forever saying to me, where do you get the motivation to spend that hour every day doing that exercise? So, Ravinder, tell us, what's in the new Fit and Healthy special collection?
What's in? I think actually, first of all, we want to take a look at why we created the collection, because that explains it a whole lot more. Your dedication to exercise is phenomenal. Yeah, I wish I could bottle that. Stick that in a pill, and that would just be easy.
I put it on a CD for you.
But the next best thing is, how do you make it all fun? And I think what we all have time and time again, I know I've had the same thing. I
have fun doing it.
Yeah, I'm going to bottle the fun too. You're right. How do we make it all fun? I think we all decide that, okay, I'm going to drop X number of pounds for some particular event. Maybe, we're doing New Year's resolutions. Maybe it's because we've got a class reunion coming up or something like that. And then we end up, breaking it. We don't do it. And then we say, oh, what the hell? What is the point? It's a case of, changing those habits. I just thought, what about taking the summer rather than saying I want to lose weight or I want to get fit for some specific reason? Why not just turn the model around totally? Turn it so that it's just fun. So inadvertently, indirectly, we start creating the habits that will carry on after that. Because, with us, we often go biking in the summer. We've done the horse riding. We do lots of walking. And then come winter, my enthusiasm can drop off a little bit. So I wanted to combine it all. So the Fit and Healthy collection, what it will do, it will help you maintain a young and healthy attitude. That, I think, is vital, because if you're feeling old, you're not going to get off your butt and do anything. You have to feel young and enthused.
Well, the young is a big part of this, in my view. I mean, we've heard for a long time that you're not any older than you believe yourself to be, and you can talk to people at different ages. And I'm not talking about teenagers, but in their 20s, their 30s, their 40s, their 50s, their 60s, their 70s, and they all. You can be 70 years of age and you still have the same mental attitude maybe that you had when you were 25 or 30. You don't see yourself as being that 70 years of age unless you do. And that seems to be a choice. That if you then are saying, oh, I'm too old for this and I just can't do that. I mean, once upon a time, I had a conversation with a friend of mine who is a radio talk show host, and he also is a DJ. And he said to me, Eldon, I was asked to do this presentation for, this DJ for this 50-year anniversary, high school anniversary reunion. And so I went back and I looked at all the old musics and I found, all the sounds of the era and, the big bands and I got them all stored up on my GarageBand on my Mac and all ready for the big event. I'm there. I'm up on the little podium, speakers and everything set up, and I'm watching these people come in, and Eldon, they're coming in dragging, limping on canes, crutches, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, what have I done? I've got all this dance music. I've got all this. What jitterbug? I can't imagine any of these people jitterbugging. He said they limped in, I played the music, they danced out. It's, that music, that remembering being that age group, being that young, that changed how they walked. It changed their gait. Reminds me of the study Ellen Langer did, where she did essentially that. She locked people up, remember? Mm-hmm. We've got a break coming up here, and so I'm stealing a little bit of your thunder, but when we come back from the break, I'm going to ask you about some of the people that have actually written you and shared with you their testimonies about how young they have become. But in Ellen Langer's study, she actually locked people up in the mountains in a cabin, surrounded them with only the magazines, the music, etc., that would have been of their mid-20 era, and they were all senior citizens. And then they did some independent measurements, like the length of the gait, the stride as the people left, how they appeared, etc. And these people younged, and I'll put that word in quotation marks, they younged many years. It's a really incredible study, and it was a first of a kind, I believe. Ellen Langer is, of course, a researcher at Harvard University. Ravinder, we were talking about younging, and we all find, when I say we all, here on our staff, we find different things that we really get excited about this program, this new Fit and Healthy program. And one of the things that I really get excited about is this whole notion of, age is relative to not just in the sense of how we see ourselves, this old idea that, I'm never older than I think I am, but that it genuinely is possible today to turn the aging clock back. There isn't a reason that the DNA has to unwind and, for all intent and purposes, click us off into whatever that, old age is. In fact, remember you and I watched a program in 2000. It had centurions in it. Mm-hmm. And these were people that had been alive when the year 1900 turned. So they were all 100 years old or older. And they were discussing what they had seen in that 100 years. And I was amazed at how young some of them were. I mean, there were athletes there. They played tennis every day or volleyball, and they were 100, 203 years of age. That's the kind of image that all young people, all of us today, should have in our mind about the direction of aging. So tell us, I don't want to keep stealing your thunder. Tell us, How many people, what kind of comments are you getting back from people about this whole younging idea?
Over the years, we've heard from lots of people. There was actually that research study you carried out on the quantum younging program, which is also included in this collection. It's not just for old people that want to become younger. It's also for younger people who want to maintain youth. And it's not necessarily regarding a specific age. I mean, what we're really talking about is how you feel inside. So it's having energy, it's having the joy for life, it's maximizing what you have as opposed to expecting that you get old. So yeah, we've received lots of photographs in the past, so we get people's before and after
pics. Wait a minute. Now, yeah, the before and after pictures, that's where I want to go, because you say it's really about in the mind. But when you look at before and after pictures, you see some of these people, it's manifesting in their body. It's not just in their head.
It most certainly is, I mean, as we are all aware, there's been a great deal of work done on the mind-body connection. So what you think does manifest in how you look, how you act, how you feel, what you can achieve. So yeah, you do get physical manifestations. I've had testimonials from people that said, I was going gray and now I'm not going gray anymore. I've had testimonials that say, I've had wrinkles and whatever, but now my skin is smoothing. My skin hasn't looked this good in the last 20 years. One of my favorite testimonials, though, that I got, because this exemplifies the fun aspect of it, is one that we got from a customer in Lansing, Michigan. And she says, my hair is thicker, my skin looks younger, I have a younger attitude, I play on the slides with my grandchild, I even chased a robber down the street. And she says this with joy. And that's what it's about. It's the joy about life. It's maximizing everything. It's experiencing it all. I think, that's definitely what it's all about. And as I said, the Younging program is in this collection, but this collection is about a whole lot more than just being younger. It's about being fit and healthy. And you take that as well. We're not trying to get fit and healthy because we will get an award for it. We're not trying to get fit and healthy necessarily because we look better a few pounds younger. We want to be fit and healthy because it brings joy to life. It's so much more fun when after you've been sitting still for a while, if you get up and your body's not creaking, it's a lot more fun to run up and down the stairs. It's joyful to be able to run up the stairs. I mean, doesn't that just make you feel better?
Yes.
When you can, if you can. So the collection was all about that. It was tying in, the mind-body connection with the good habits for exercise. This Fit and Healthy collection, okay, what it will help you do, it'll help you maintain a young and healthy attitude. It taps into the mind-body connection to help tone your body, and we've seen that happen. It motivates you to enjoy exercise. I mean, how often do we say, oh, I'd rather watch a movie than go out for a walk?
I don't.
I know, but you're exceptional.
Well, but you told me to bottle it. I keep telling you I put it on a CD.
You do.
Okay.
So this will motivate you to enjoy exercise. It changes the habits. It changes the thinking in the head. That attitude that says, oh, that's 2 blocks. Let's take the car becomes, oh, it's only 2 blocks. Let's walk instead, especially when it's a gorgeous day.
Right.
But what you find is once you've changed those habits, once you enjoy walking again, then it really doesn't matter when it's not so pretty outside, when it's, when it's cold and blustery and rainy. It doesn't matter because it feels good to get the body going.
And the data, before you leave that, the data on walking, just walking a half an hour every day adds years to your life. That's one of the, most understated exercise, probably because you can walk without having to buy a piece of equipment. So there's nobody out there trying to sell you, on the value of walking. But if you look at the literature, you look at the data, that is one of the best exercises that anybody can do. Just go for a walk, There's an additional value. When you're speaking with a physician today and you talk about things like stress or cardiac issues, one of the things that is very commonly recommended is taking that time to meditate. Well, a lot of people, meditation is something. Learning to meditate is an entirely different task. And for a lot of people, meditation seems foreign. That's almost like an Eastern. And indeed, I'll tell a little story on myself. But when I first took up meditation years ago, a friend of mine who I had coffee with every day, he was the chief of police in South Jordan, Dwayne Sutherland, called my home and wanted to meet up for coffee. And the housekeeper answered the phone and said, well, I'm sorry, he's meditating. I can't disturb him now. He's what? Now, I'm going to tell you, this is going back, 25 years. Well, it's 25, going back, close to 25 years ago. When I did meet, and had coffee, everybody there, and there were other officers, gave me nothing but a raft of stuff about meditating, who meditates. But times have changed. When you see a healthcare professional today, he'll tell you to meditate. Now, one of the best ways to meditate is to walk and meditate. If you're in nature and you're just walking along, now this isn't contact meditation like I'm trying to contact a supreme being. This is the kind of meditation that stills my mind, refreshes my being, connects me with the flow of nature. This is a Zen kind of meditation where I'm walking in the movement of nature. So if there's a park or somewhere that you can go walk, it's one of the best things that you can do. That 30 minutes worth of walk is not just good exercise physically, but it's magnificent when it comes to dealing with the issues of life that can just tangle us up sometimes and create so much stress.
But I have to disagree with you just a tiny bit.
Okay.
Because I do get connected. I do have that feeling of connection when I'm doing a walking meditation. It's because the mind gets empty, and then I find I can start thinking about the things that are important to me as opposed to the things that are dragging me down. And in that process, I feel connected. I get inspirational ideas coming out of it. I find solutions.
I didn't mean that kind of connected. I meant the kind of connectedness that you would typically
the
think
higher
of
power.
as something. No, not higher power, direct revelation meditation. And you actually connect walking.
Yeah, I do.
You do.
I do.
Why haven't you told me that before?
Because oftentimes when we're walking together, we're talking too much. Because I like talking to you. You're fun.
So if I shut up, you connect. But if I talk, okay, well, I've learned something. I'll shut up now.
Sometimes,
All right.
there's a time and a place for both. It's all about having fun. That is the most key element to all of this. It is all about having fun and changing those thoughts in your head that say, I can't, to not only I can, but this is fun. I'm going to enjoy it, and then you feel better. Your mind feels better, your spirituality improves, your health improves, your relationships, therefore, improve. I mean, it's a lot easier if the kids are asking you to come out and play with them. If you say, yeah, that'll be great, as opposed to, oh, my God.
I know.
I haven't got the energy
All right.
for that.
So now we've got younging and we've got walking, and I keep interrupting you. So you come back to all the benefits.
The actual content, yeah. As I said, it will motivate you to exercise. It will improve your posture so you can face the world with confidence. Doesn't that just make you feel good? When you're feeling good, you're standing tall. When you look your best to the world, when you're aware that you look your best, it just helps everything.
Posture is also critical to health. There's a lot of spinal issues, et cetera, central nervous system issues that are indeed, sleep patterns can be bothered by posture. So it's more than just I look good, and because I look good, I feel good. It also has a direct influence on our health and well-being.
It most certainly does. So this whole package is designed to help you enjoy being fit, change the thinking in your head that says that I can't to I can when it comes to exercise. It's about having fun, being spiritual. We have a number of different technologies included in this collection. We're talking about, all the benefits. We're not talking about the financial side of it too, because this collection normally it has a value of over $250, but what we did is we put this collection together specially. We have purchased a quantity in bulk, so we can pass those savings on. So right now, this $250 value you can get right now for only $79, which is almost a 70% saving, but it's only until as stocks last.
So now what are we talking about here? You've got 9 programs on 8 CDs. How do you get the $250?
There are 9 programs on 8 CDs. The collection has the power imaging weight loss. We've talked about the hypnosis, and that's what the power imaging is. So that's put your headphones on and enjoy that experience. It helps you find out why, so it will help you discover some of the self-destructive patterns that cause you to choose the unhealthy foods as opposed to the healthy ones, and the mind-body connection, all of that stuff. We have the Ecotech weight loss program, and everyone enjoys Ecotech. That again is a headphone program. We have the Ozo Fitness. So there are 3 headphone programs.
But now these
headphone
in the programs, so that people understand what that is. Let's assume that you're not familiar with our technology.
You mean there's anyone out there not familiar with us?
Well, let's just
have to come check it out.
Just assume for a minute. Now, the one, power imaging that you spoke about, that's a form of hypnosis that is designed for uncovering why I may misuse food and to alter patterns. Let's say I use food to assuage anxiety. Whenever I'm anxious, I put something in my mouth. You see, it's to alter those patterns, right?
That's correct.
Okay, and then the Ecotech that you talked about. Now, that's a program that uses tones and frequencies that alter the brainwave patterns so that it actually slows us into these altered states, these alpha theta states that are associated with deep meditation, etc. And there you get verbal coaching that is reassuring you that you can do or meet your goals and your ambitions, right? Have I got
correct.
That right? Okay, so now you continue, but tell us about the technology as you go. So
with Ozo and Ecotech, I always look at those as being a different form of a hypnosis program. It's using tones and frequencies instead to get you to the more relaxed state, and therefore that makes you more open to the affirmations. And I mean, whenever you use the headphone programs, you're going to feel different immediately. Over a 30-day period, the headphone programs are not any more powerful. But when you want that quick boost right now, that's when it's absolutely perfect. So Ozo and Ecotech are sister technologies. With the Ecotech, the audible coaching on that is very supportive. That'll help you on those bad days when it's like, go away, leave me alone, just make me feel better. Ecotech is perfect for that. But on those days when you want that extra push to go and challenge yourself a little bit more, to raise the bar, to, then that's when you want the Ozo program. And we have the Ozo Fitness program precisely for that reason.
Now, that's a program that's been used by Olympic athletes with great success.
That's exactly what I was going to say. That is Debbie Lawrence, who did compete in the Olympics. She's a power walker, and she used that program very, very successfully. She was very, very happy. She actually attributed her success to you and your work.
Right. And she's not the only one.
It's
but that's
for everyone.
Example.
So, if you are an athlete or if you're a couch potato, it will help get you moving. And
if you're a former couch potato, because if you're intent on remaining to be a couch potato, you don't want this program.
That's true, because it'll get you up. It'll make the...
yeah, that's right.
It'll make getting up off the sofa fun. So if you don't want that to be fun, yeah, you're right. Totally. Then the other programs in this collection, there are 5 other inner talk programs. So these are programs you can just play in the background. The affirmations are embedded in the soundtrack. So it's changing how you talk to yourself from the inside out. I mean, if you think about it, if you're depressed, we all talk to ourselves constantly. If you're depressed, that talk that's going on inside you is, along the lines of, I hate this, it's a horrible day, I can't wait till I get home, I'm tired, I'm fed up, this is stupid. That is what your self-talk is. If that self-talk is replaced by, I'm having fun, life is wonderful, this is cool, you can't be depressed at the same time. It is just physically impossible to do so.
That's right.
So with the inner talk programs, it's changing the talk from the inside out. So the inner talk...
And the advantage to the inside out, you know, when somebody tells you something, when you use an affirmation as a case in point, affirmations could be powerful, but when you're using that, or somebody is saying, you know, gee, you're powerful, you're capable, you know, you just need to believe a little more in yourself. You know, you can do this. There is that inner sentry.
You argue back that says,
yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm not good.
Well, what do you mean by good? What do you mean by capable? What about when? But when it comes from the inside out, it is you telling yourself what you want yourself to believe, and that's the real power. Instead of trying to hammer it in from the outside, you know, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Come on now, go along with me. I really am good. It comes from the inside out. Very
so it's already
naturally.
done automatically, as opposed to forcing an outcome. You're just changing it automatically, and it's really cool, you know, as you start seeing some of those habits change. I know one of the most common kinds of testimonials we get for the optimal weight loss program is precisely that. You know, people will say, I opened the refrigerator to get out a piece of chocolate cake, and I decided, actually, I wasn't hungry after all, so I closed the refrigerator. Or, in the alternative, they say, you know, that piece of fruit just seems just looks so much better. That looks tastier to me.
The other thing that we get a lot with, you know, nutrition is, you know, I read those affirmations. Now I know why I'm drinking so much water, you know, because you know, water is very filling and water is very cleansing, and most people...
It's great for your skin.
That's right. And most people do not drink enough water, period, end of quotation. So, you know, when you just change that one little attribute about your habits, you see it manifest in a multiple of different ways. So I don't mean to...
Yeah, I know. We're running out of time, and I've still got more programs in this collection to tell you about.
Well, hurry up.
So there is the Inner Talk Joy of Exercise, Inner Talk Walking for Health, the Inner Talk Posture, the Inner Talk Firm Body, and the Inner Talk Quantum Younging. So all of this is, you know, it's changing your habits, it's changing your thoughts about exercise, it's maximizing the mind-body connection, you know, it's tying everything in. And then we have a self-talk program for sports. This is an audible affirmation program, and there is a time and a place for both. This program is just an excellent program. We really should do a lot more self-talk programs, because they're cool. They're cool. You have to get the program, try it out, and I'm positive that you will agree. But as I said, this package is normally a $250 value. You can get it right now, just while we have the extra stocks on hand, for almost a 70% discount. So you can get it for $79. To get the collection, simply go to eldontaylor.com. Right on the homepage there is a large banner up there. Click on the banner. That'll take you out to more information, tell you how to order it.
Now, sports. Why would there be a sports talk program in a young, fit, and healthy package?
Because you could disguise sports by playing with the kids. I mean,
how sports are really about having fun. That's what the program is. It could be any kind of a sport. So, you know, and that's the reason I ask. We don't want our audience to think, oh, what, am I supposed to take up basketball now or soccer?
No, it's about playing.
That's right.
Playing.
That's what it's about. There you go. Having fun. What happens when we just fake a smile? Now, you've listened to me for years and years, so you have the answer to this, I know. This is not a surprise. Well, it's a surprise question, but not a setup, because you have the answer. So what happens when we just fake a smile to our brain chemistry?
It puts positive chemicals into your body. It makes
the body's natural opiates bathe the body. So when we're having fun, when we're laughing, when everything is joyful, that budget that I talked about in the setup piece, that budget is going to growth. The body budget is going to growth, not to defense. And then the endocrine, the immune, the ANS, they operate at an optimal level. And that's how we stay young, fit, and healthy.
And this is for everybody. This is not just for the older person who is overweight, the couch potato. It's for young people too. I mean, today more and more people spend more and more time on their computers.
You're going to get into the bikini, right? As soon as next time we're out boating, you're going to wear the
Don't push it, mate. Don't push it, mate.
We've come to the end of another hour of Provocative Enlightenment. And I want to thank you all for joining us, and I hope you enjoyed our show, and will join us again next week, same time and same place. If you have comments, remember to send them to us. And until we talk again, remember, wherever you are, believing in yourself always matters.